Hi everyone, it's Kim Vopni, the Vagina Coach, and in this workout we are going to be targeting our core, our abs. It will be prolapse, safe, pelvic floor friendly, everything you need to fire up your core without feeling vulnerable or feeling like it's going to exacerbate any sort of symptoms. For this workout routine, I'm going to have something to rest my head on because I'm going to be on my back for a few of the exercises. It could be a rolled up towel. It could be a yoga block. I'm using a half dome. It could be nothing. I like a little bit of support, but you don't have to have anything at all. And I'm also going to use a TheraBand, and you need to have it wrapped around something that is secure. So it could be, for instance, my stationary bike. It could be the banister of a staircase. It could be anything that is secure. I have you can't see it in this video, but I have a stack of weights here so I could wrap it around there. So something that's not going to move when we pull. So we are going to be pulling on the band and we want something stable and secure to hold on to. So that's all we're going to need, a mat, and let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to lay down on my back first and we're going to do the core breath in a supine position. If you have not watched my core breath video yet, this is kind of the foundational exercise. It's really a Kegel coordinated with the breath, and then we coordinate that into movement. So if you haven't watched that video already, you can go ahead and check that out. I will be walking through the steps here though. So I'm going to lay down on my back and I'm going to come into knee bent, like a supine position. I'm going to have my feet pelvis width apart, and I want to check in with my pelvis, and I want to make sure that my pubic joint and my hip bones are in the same plane. So I don't want to be tucked with my pubic joint higher, and I don't want to be overly arched with my pubic joint lower. So I want to find them in the same plane. And that means also that I'm going to have a gentle curve in my low back. So I can fit, I can't fit my whole arm under there, but I can fit up to about here. If I was tucked under, I wouldn't be able to fit my hand under there at all. So I want a gentle curve in the low back. And now we're going to do the core breath. So that essentially involves us inhaling and lengthening, relaxing, releasing tension in the pelvic floor. And then as we exhale, that's when we are going to gather and lift that group of muscles. So different cues could be, as I mentioned, gathering. So I remember having a client who talked about inhaling was when she would cast her net. Exhales was when she would gather her net. It could be inhale, blossom your vulva. Exhale, pick up a blueberry with your vagina and your anus. Inhale, expand between the sit bones, the pubic joint, the tailbone, that diamond shape. Exhale, imagine that diamond, the 4 points of the diamond drawing together and lifting up. Sipping a smoothie through a straw with the vagina. There's all sorts of different cues. And again, I have some of them in the core breath video. It may also be do a Kegel. Like that might be enough for you as well. Okay, so we're gonna do about 5 or 6 kind of just meant to be connection and activation breaths to connect in with our pelvic floor, get that activation patterned, and then we're gonna layer it into movement with the band and some other exercises. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna inhale. Make sure your belly softens as well. Exhale, whatever cue is best for you. Activate that pelvic floor. There'll be a gentle drawing in of the abdomen, but most of that activation is coming from the bottom up. Holding that. Now inhale, release. Exhale, activate. So you can also kind of follow the movement of my hands. Inhale, release. Blossom those vulva. Exhale. Gather and lift. Hold. And also paying attention to the fact that nothing else is changing. Inhale, release. In my body, I'm not tucking my pelvis at all. Exhale, gather. I'm not tipping or untipping my pelvis. Inhale, release. Exhale. So we're kind of thinking about zipping up too. So think about like a zipper on our pants, starting from the low point and then zipping. And as the zipper comes, there's sort of a closure all the way up to the top. So you can apply that down below. Exhale, zip and close. Holding it here. Inhale. Release. Let's do one more time. Exhale, activate. Hold. Inhale. And release. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're in the same position. Now what I'm going to do is bring one leg up and I'm going to take the same side hand and press it against the thigh. Right, I'm just placing it here right now. So we're going to inhale and expand. Then we're going to exhale. We're going to do that activation of the pelvic floor. And after we have that core engaged, we're then going to press this way with our leg and this way with our hand. So those two forces are going to meet. And so there's really not going to be a lot of movement. It's sort of a static activation. That alone can help fire up the core, but we will already have pre-activated it with that pelvic floor activation, that engagement, and then this will kind of take it up a notch. Okay, so we're going to inhale, exhale, activate, press and hold. Keep that core engagement. Hold, 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 hold. Your breath will be a little bit more shallow here while we hold that pelvic floor activation. Okay, now inhale, release. Release this pressure, release the pelvic floor. Exhale, activate. Press. Keep holding, keep breathing, but keep that activation. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage, drawing up and in, press. Good, make sure you're not holding your breath. And release, inhale, relaxing the pelvic floor. Let's do 2 more times and we're gonna switch side. Exhale, sip your smoothie. Press. Keep that smoothie sipped. Keep pressing, hold, 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 hold. Inhale, release. Last one here, exhale. Pick up your blueberries with your vagina and your anus. Press, hold, keep those blueberries lifted. Make sure you keep breathing. And release. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Left leg, left arm this time. Same activation, same breath. Inhale. Exhale, gather. Lift, press, and hold. Good, release, inhale. Exhale, sip your smoothie. Press, hold. Keep that smoothie sipped up. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, blueberries. Press and hold. Inhale, release. Exhale, gather, lift, press and hold. Inhale, release. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale, activate, lift, press, and hold. You can use your hands and really feel that tension all around that core and down into the pelvis. Inhale, release. Last one here. Exhale, engage, lift, press, and hold. And release down. All right, give your legs a little bit of a shake, rocking a little bit back and forth. You can do some tucking and untucking of the pelvis if you like. Now we are gonna bring in the band. So I'm gonna angle myself in line with my bands and I'm gonna grab one side in each hand. So starting out with, we're gonna be in the position that we were in with the core breath. So just laying on our back, checking in with our neutral pelvis, feet are about pelvis width apart. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna Inhale, expand, exhale, engage, get that core activation, and then we are going to draw the bands down towards our side while we keep that activation. I'm just going to move over just a little bit here. Okay, so it'll look like this. Inhale, exhale, sip your smoothie. Holding that smoothie up, press the arms down. Nothing else changes. Your pelvis is not rocking. Holding it here. Good. Inhale. Release the arms back up as you relax the pelvic floor. Exhale. Smoothie. Arms press. Inhale. Release the pelvic floor. Soften the belly. Exhale. Gather. Some people like the image of a jellyfish as well, so let's do that one next. Inhale, softly float your jellyfish. Exhale, gather the edges of your jellyfish, propel up to the surface of the ocean. Good, inhale, release, letting that pelvic floor go. Exhale, maybe your cue is think of doing a Kegel. So do your Kegel, hold, press the arms down. Make sure you keep breathing a little bit more shallow breaths here while we have that pelvic floor activated. Good, inhale, release. Pelvic floor lengthens, relaxes as we release back up. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, gather, lift, arms press down. Keep holding, nice core engagement. Good, inhale, release. Last one here, and then we're gonna make it a little bit harder. Exhale, sip your smoothie. I'm changing the cues up, and that doesn't mean you need to. You'd use whatever cue is best for you. Good, inhale, release. Now we're gonna make that a little bit harder. We're gonna take one leg off the ground, and then we're gonna actually do both legs off the ground. So let's do this one here first. And if you like, you can leave your leg bent, or when you press your arms down, you can also extend the leg down. Okay, so you have a choice there. Inhale, exhale, activate, lift, and press and hold. Okay, so that's one variation. Inhale, release. Lengthen the pelvic floor. Exhale, activate, lift, press, and extend that leg. You're not going to rest it down on the ground. It extends and keeps about an inch or so off of the ground. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, sip your smoothie. Good, keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, pick up your blueberries. Good, inhale. Release, exhale, gather. Keep holding, nice core engagement. Inhale, release. Let's do one more, then we're going to switch to the other side. Exhale, activate. There's a lot to think about where we have to breathe, coordinate the activation of the pelvic floor, add in some movement, and it might feel a little bit more challenging, especially at the beginning as you're just learning. But the more you do it, the more you pattern this, the more it becomes automatic, and that's the point. We're kind of retraining that automatic response of the pelvic floor to pre-contract prior to us doing some movement. Okay, so here we go. Inhale. Nice expansion in the ribs and the belly and the pelvic floor. Now activate. Lengthen that leg down. Remember not to touch the ground with that foot. Keep it slightly elevated. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, activate. Feeling nice tension all through that core. Inhale, release. Exhale, activate. Holding here. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, blueberries. Inhale, release. Exhale, smoothie. And release back up. Now we're going to do 2 legs bent. I'm not going to do 2 legs straight out. That's really quite advanced and not my favorite exercise in terms of the load it places on the spine and the increases in intra-abdominal pressure that can be difficult to manage for many people. So we're going to do both knees up. So I've got one leg up. Now I'm going to exhale, activate, lift my other leg up. And again, I'm not pressing into the mat. I'm staying in that nice neutral pelvis. And now I'm going to bring my arms down. And then we can also get to the point of alternating doing toe taps down with our arms. Okay, so inhale, expand. Exhale, activate. Inhale, release. Exhale. So we're exhaling and activating just before we move the arms. And then we inhale and release as we let the arms come back up. Exhale, activate, arms. Inhale, release. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. And release. Last one. Now we're going to make this a little bit harder. And you always have the option of staying with the current one that I've done, or you can go ahead and make it harder. But just because something is harder doesn't mean it's better. So once it feels accessible to you and you can manage the exercise without symptoms or without holding your breath, go ahead and give it a try. But if you find yourself really struggling to keep your form, you start shifting in your pelvis, you start to shake, you're holding your breath, it's not quite the right time for you to progress. So here we go now. We're going to inhale and expand. Exhale, activate. Press the arms as we drop 1 toe. Now we're really getting the mind in there and having to coordinate a lot of things. Exhale. So I'm alternating. You could also do, say, 5 or 10 repetitions on one side and then go to the other. And you're probably going to start feeling this in your arms, especially in the back of your arms, like around your triceps. Let's do 3 more on each side. Last one on each side. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna let that bend go. Give those arms a little bit of a shake. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Maybe straight out. A little fishy flop. Okay, now we're gonna roll to the side. We're now gonna do some side planks. Coming onto an elbow here, and I have my elbow underneath my shoulder. I have my knees bent at about a 45-degree angle. I want my heels in line with my bum behind me. My hips are stacked, my knees are stacked, my ankles are stacked. And the movement is, rather than coming up like this, the movement I want you to do almost is lifting while pressing that pelvis forward. So we're coming into a nice long line here. Okay, so to add the core breath here, we're gonna inhale, lengthen, exhale, activate, press forward and up, holding it here, Checking in, nice core engagement all around, nice good tension. Inhale. Relax the pelvic floor as you lower back down. Exhale, activate. Up. Remembering not to hold your breath, although it will feel a little bit more shallow to breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Good, keep holding. Inhale, release. Exhale, let's do 2 more. Inhale. Last one on this side. And release. Let's switch over to the other side. I want to make sure we stay balanced here. Getting yourself into your position. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Holding nice engagement. Inhale, release. As you lower back down, exhale. Inhale down, exhale. Probably notice you're getting a little bit of activation into your inner thighs here as well. Your hips, your glutes, your obliques, your whole core, your shoulders, kind of a whole body almost here. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale. And last one. Got a pinch in my elbow there. Hang on. And release down. Final exercise, we're going to go over onto our bellies. Make sure you've got some room behind you for your feet. We're going to come into Cobra position. So here's your Cobra position from yoga with your elbows underneath your shoulders. And you could even just stay here and do core breathing. Inhale, release, exhale, and engage if you like. We're going to add on, though, if you would like a little more challenge, a curl. So you could argue that this is almost like a bit of a crunch, but essentially what we're going to be doing is sort of starting the engagement by lifting the belly, the low belly off the mat, then the pelvis off the mat, and then holding it here. And then we would inhale, release the pelvic floor, and come back into our Cobra. So this is the movement. Like we're not coming way up onto the knees. You could do that eventually, but we're really just drawing the belly and the pelvis off the mat. The tops of the thighs will also be off the mat. And then we will inhale and release and come back down. Okay, so here we go. Let's coordinate it with that breath. Inhale. Expand. Exhale. Activate. Curl. You can look down, or you can keep your head in neutral. Inhale, release, and lower back down. What I like about this pose also is as you inhale, you should really have a sense of what's happening in the belly. So the belly should be expanding when we breathe in as well. So we want to breathe laterally into the ribs, overflow into the belly. So it's almost like you feel your belly pressing more into the floor. Now, when we exhale and activate, we should feel like the belly almost before us even curling starts to pull away from the floor. Now we add the curl, holding it here. Pelvic floor stays active. Hold, hold, hold. Good. Inhale. And lower back down. Exhale, activate. Curl. Inhale, release. Exhale, activate. Inhale, release. Exhale. go. Exhale, activate. Let's do 4 more. Exhale. Letting it go. Exhale, engage. Last 2, exhale. And last one, exhale. Activate that core, lift, curl, and hold. All right, we're done. So I hope you liked that, found some good activation, some good core engagement. I hope you found a good challenge with that, and also some new varieties for some exercises that you may be able to try at home. I appreciate you working out with me today. We'll see you next time.